I'm Pat Archibald, and over the last wee while I've been developing a series of template rulers that will transform your work in a whole variety of ways. In this second video, I'm going to introduce you to the idea of working with the curvy edge of the ruler to produce a beautiful wavy binding for your work. In the previous video, I showed you how to work with the leaf shapes and how to use them for Bond-a-Web applique. But in this particular video, I'm going to pop out all those leaf templates now and show you how to work with the curved edge of the ruler. We'll have some other uses for the leaf shapes that I've popped out of those in a further video, but let's concentrate on that lovely curved edge there. It's a nice organic curve there, and I'm going to use it as an aid to providing me with a lovely curved binding for a piece of work. So to do that, you need to prepare your strip of fabric. So here's my strip of fabric that I've already prepared, and it's about 2 inches wide. This can be variable, but in this case it's 2 inches wide, and I pre-prepared it by applying some fusible web to the other side. In this case I've used Bond-a-Web, but there are various other fusibles on the market. I've applied the Bond-a-Web with an iron, and once the Bond-a-Web has been applied and before I remove the release paper, I've taken the opportunity to fold it in half and crease it down the middle there. This will be another aid to positioning it all later on. So that's it prepared, ready for use with the template ruler. Unfold it, place the ruler down on top of your prepared strip, and just have the curved edge just shy of that cut edge there. Work with the small rotary cutter, not the 45mm one, and you'll find that this small rotary cutter will very easily just work its way around those gentle curves there. If you need to pause while you move your fingers up to hold it in position, then do that. And I've also designed this ruler that should you want to cut a longer strip, all you need to do is just move your strip up, reposition the ruler there. Again, the curved edges, just top of the curves, just shy of the edge of your fabric, and continue your cutting out down the length of your piece as long as you would like it to be there. Now that's the piece prepared. So all I need to do now is just with a little pin, just stroke the back of it. That splits the release paper, and you can very easily peel that off, just ready for the next stage. Now I've got a bit ahead with the preparation here, so I have done one side of this piece here. I've taken the release paper off, I've cut the strip to the size that I want, and I still have the centre fold that I had pressed in earlier on, and that's going to help me very much with the positioning when I come to put the binding on. So going to a little heat resistant pad and folding, just giving another little crease there, pop your binding strip face down onto your heat resistant pad, bring the edge of your work over onto the crease there, and just press the wavy edge over. And with a bit of baking parchment to protect everything, just pop that down on top. Have your iron at the ready. It's a cotton setting, it's cotton fabric that you're working with, and just press that into position. And you might want to just turn your work over and press from the other side as well. So that's both sides of the binding, very neatly and cleanly adhered to your piece of work. Now we come to the top edge of the binding, and I've got a piece prepared here, and you can see that it's just a little bit longer than the top edge, and I'll have a similar one ready for the bottom edge. Again, just take your pin, split the release paper, and that should come away very cleanly on the back there. Just get rid of all those bits of paper. And again, you'd pre-crease that in half. So, taking your piece of work, pop it up to the crease there, centering the binding. Now, this time, I'm going to flip the back out, and I just want to press that front edge there. It's a really good plan at this point to make sure you've got a bit of baking parchment under it. The top of my piece of work just finishes at the crease there. Have another bit of baking parchment at the ready, and I'm just going to press in that curved edge fairly lightly to begin with. And you see now why I've got that bit of baking parchment at the back there. I want to protect my heat pad at the back. Peel that up, turn it over, and I'm going to fold in the edge there. I'm also going to slightly taper that top corner, so I'm slightly swinging that in just a little bit. Protect your work again and just tip that with the iron. Do exactly the same at the other side, folding it in and just tapering that corner in just a touch on that side. Again, protect your work with the baking parchment. And now you're ready to fold this over to the other side. But we've no adhesive here, so we're going to have to take another little couple of bits of the Bondo web and just tap them into place. So I'm going to just pop that one in there. This needs to be slightly smaller. Just hold the iron on that for a few seconds and do exactly the same at the other side. Just watch that you're not going to get the iron anywhere near the exposed Bondo web there. And if you feel it would be much safer, pop a little bit of baking parchment or silicone sheet in there. Okay. Now the one on this side's cooled down, so I'm ready to remove it, and my adhesive is in place there. I can do exactly the same on this side, just remove that, the adhesive is in place, and now we can fold that over. And because we tapered the corners ever so slightly, it means they're not going to swing out and be exposed on the front of the work there. Just take your iron, fold that over, press into place. I'm just going to tackle the other side. Again, protect all your work, just in case there's some loose Bondo web, and then you're ready to push that over at the top edge, put your baking parchment in place, and that is you. And that is your binding complete. Of course you'll do the opposite end to match, but that just shows you the technique for applying your binding, applying the bottom edge, sorting out your corners so that you get a very, very nice, neat finish there. Lastly, you may want to add some decorative stitching back to another sample. So you could find a decorative stitcher on your machine there and just stitch through all the layers to provide you with a nice secure edge to your binding. Thanks so much for watching the video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that these transformer template rulers will transform your work in some shape or form, but do enjoy them and do let me know the different ways that you've found of working with them. You will find that they're available from my website, so do take a look and enjoy.